When a dark-skinned rap girl dares to not cater to men, suddenly she's an industry plant. Let's talk about why Doechii makes people so uncomfortable. Hi, I'm Queen. Welcome to the Mixed Vixen channel. If you're new here, hey boo, and if you're not new here, thanks for coming through again. I really appreciate you. So I enjoy Doechii for being a visual and audio disruptor to so many systems. She's no stranger to criticism, but the wave of hate she receives says more about the industry and its audience than it does about her. Some call her an industry plant, implying that her success is artificial and label manufactured rather than earned. But beneath that claim lies something deeper. Doechii is being targeted because she refuses to center the male gaze, does not conform to traditional ideas of desirability, and challenges the industry's colorist preferences. The difference between Doechii and many of the other rap girls right now is not in what she raps about, but in who she raps for. She talks about sex, but her branding has nothing to do with men. Unlike many female artists whose success hinges on how much they appeal to straight men, Doechii has built her artistry without catering to them, and it makes people uncomfortable. The backlash she faces isn't just about the industry plant discourse. It's about her rejection of a system that rewards women for being palatable to straight male audiences. The term industry plant is used loosely and often to discredit Black women who achieve mainstream success outside of the expected mold. Doechii, like many before her, is facing the same accusations that have been hurled at innovative and boundary-pushing Black women in music. The idea that she must be a plant assumes that she couldn't have gotten here on her own. Erasing the years of independent work she put in before signing to TDE. Like, she literally has documented videos on YouTube of this journey, but okay. Before the label deal, Doechii was already making waves with her music, released tracks on SoundCloud and YouTube, and gaining traction with her mixtape, All the Places You'll Go. Her rise was not sudden, nor was it manufactured. It was a result of years of artistic development and organic fan support. But because she doesn't fit into the mold of what people expect a female rapper to be, her success is scrutinized in ways that her peers who fit into more conventional industry modes do not experience. Doechii's rejection of the male gaze is central to the discomfort she provokes. Many successful female rappers, whether by choice or industry pressure, have branding that centers on the male desire. That doesn't mean they lack agency, but it does mean that their image is often shaped in ways that maintain their marketability to straight men. Doechii, on the other hand, refuses to play into this dynamic. Her music talks about sex, but it's on her terms. Her visual styling and performance are not designed to cater to men. They exist as extensions of her artistry and self-expression. To me, this is what truly sets her apart. Not the content of her lyrics, but the audience she centers. She's not asking to be desired. And for many, that's kind of unsettling. Women in hip-hop have long been forced to navigate their careers through the lens of desirability. Doechii's refusal to do so disrupts the traditional power structure that places male approval at the center of a woman's success. Her branding says, I don't need you to want me, challenging the industry's usual formula for female artists. The conversation around Doechii's success also cannot be separated from colorism and desirability politics. The music industry has a long history of favoring lighter-skinned women, particularly those who align with Eurocentric beauty standards. Dark-skinned women, especially those who do not conform to the mainstream notions of femininity, are often overlooked or required to work twice as hard for half the recognition. Doechii does not fit into the colorist mold that the industry has historically favored, and yet she has still managed to gain success. She has a broad nose, a feature often excluded from the mainstream desirability standards, yet she is driving in an industry that frequently favors Eurocentric beauty. For some, this disrupts the unspoken rule that dark-skinned women must struggle in obscurity, while their lighter-skinned counterparts are pushed to the forefront. The accusation of her being an industry plant are not just about whether she deserves her success, but whether she's allowed to have it in the first place.
I agree with you, and I wasn't going to say the industry pushed this button.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, is it deserving?
What do you mean, is it deserve? Her being on stage with Lauryn Hill, the only person that could decide whether she deserves that or not is Lauryn Hill.
Of course. And I love that Lauryn Hill loves Doechii. I think it was an incredible look. I could never imagine, if Lauryn Hill wanted me to go pick up her laundry, I would go do it. I'm not here to shit on Doechii in that regard. I think that's great. But back to the legends thing, when we talk about superstars, megastars, I'm talking about just straight legends. I feel like maybe you need to put in a little bit more work as far as proof to stand next to certain people.
The backlash against Doechii is not just because of her music or her rise in the industry. It is also about her refusal to conform to traditional expectations of Black women in the entertainment industry. A few months back, she had an appearance on Hot Ones, and Doechii shared what she considered a huge red flag when it comes to dating.
What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer. This is a huge red flag for me. All right.
You know what's so crazy? I was gonna say men.
I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
What was meant as a lighthearted comment rooted in frustration many women, especially queer Black women, have with cishet men led to immediate backlash. Critiques, particularly straight men, took offense, interpreting her words as an attack rather than an expression of a personal preference and humor. I mean, they talk about preference all the time, don't they? This outrage further underscores how the industry and its audience expect Black women to be agreeable, non-confrontational, and palatable to straight men. Doechii's refusal to cater to these expectations often fuels the criticisms against her, proving once again that the backlash isn't about her talent or work ethic, it's about her unwillingness to conform. The hate Doechii receives is not about whether or not she's an industry plant, it's about the fact that she is a dark-skinned Black woman who refuses to conform to the industry's expectation of femininity, desirability, and male-centered appeal. Her success disrupts long-standing norms about who gets to be celebrated and why. The accusations against her are rooted in discomfort with her refusal to be palatable to straight men, her rejection of the male gaze, and the industry's resistance to seeing a dark-skinned woman thrive without struggle. Doechii is not an industry plant. She's an artist who has defied the odds, disrupted the system, and created a lane for herself on her terms. And that is exactly why people are mad. So this is a quick one. We've reached the end of the video. But before you go, I just want you to answer a question for me in the comments. Why do you think people are so quick to label boundary-pushing Black women in music as industry plants instead of as pioneers? I'm curious to see your thoughts on that, so please put that in the comment. Join my Patreon. You can join as a free member. There's free content there as well. I want to grow that community. And please join my newsletter. I want to grow that community as well. I want to be less reliant on the algorithms. So please join those algorithm-less places to keep up with me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me in my corner of the internet. And remember, you are a bad bitch. You are enough. Stay fly, and I will see you in the next video.